gentlemen, thank you for your presence here. At the closing of the polls, LS Nagaland takes part in the first phase of the elections to the general elections to the 18th Lok Sabha. Let me introduce the speakers on the dais. We have the Chief Electoral Officer, Shri Vyasan R. IAS. We have Mr. Sushil Kumar Patel, Commissioner Nagaland and Returning Officer of Nagaland Parliamentary Constituency. We have Mr. Limasinab Jamir, IPS, IGP Range and State Police Nodal Officer for these elections. We also have Mr. Awa Loring, Additional CEO. We also have Mr. Tokavi Achumi, AIG, in charge of elections, PHQ. I am Director IPR, Zevinyo Tein. We shall have the first address from the CEO Nagaland, followed by the State Police Nodal Officer, followed by our Commissioner Nagaland.
Thank you, ma'am. Good evening to all of you. So today we've had a peaceful conduct of the first phase of as part of the first phase of the general elections to the Lok Sabha. So apart from us, there were 20 other states/union territories that went to the polls, and we've had, as I have told on other occasions also when I met you, we've had polling going on in 2,342 polling stations, which is the total number of polling stations in our state. And during the course of our model code of conduct implementation, this is from 16th March of this year, all the enforcement agencies have with their combined effort, they have been able to seize 490.56 lakh worth of goods. Illegal cash/drugs/liquor. The number goes up to 8.2 crores if we start the data from 1st of March. Now, we've had 85 plus electors and PWDs and essential services voters opting for what is called home voting, which is called absentee voters of these three different categories. So I mentioned that applications were received from 718 85 plus voters, 183 PWD voters, and essential services of 1206. Now, we've had 5 observers, 2 general observers, 1 police observer, and 2 expenditure observers who have been posted in our state to oversee the elections that happened. During these elections, just the polling parties, I'm not including the security personnel, just the polling parties, we numbered about 14,400. This is including the reserves. And we used about 8,800 odd vehicles. The one differential that has happened in this election compared to other elections is that for polling party dispatch, we have been entirely self-sufficient. So our state did not take any vehicles from outside our state. So it has been fairly a self-sufficient election in terms of vehicle requisitioning. This has happened thanks to the efforts of all the DCs and DEOs, and also the large-heartedness of our government employees who were willing to sacrifice their official vehicles during the conduct of the elections. Like I mentioned, we had 14,400 odd polling personnel on duty. We've had 329 micro observers. One great thing about this election is that we've had quite a number of PSS which are all women managed, PWD managed, and in Kohima, 10 Northern Angami 1 Assembly Constituency, which had 28 polling stations. All these polling stations were manned by women. So, barring none, all the polling stations in 10 Northern Angami 1, it was managed by, all these polling stations were managed by women. Similarly, we've had some youth managed polling stations also, and PWD managed polling stations also. Now, during the course of the day, we've had fairly uniform polling all through the day. At the close of poll, which is at 4 p.m., the rough numbers for the entire state is 56%. So this is what our polling percentage is. I have given you an overview of the entire polling process. I would now request the State Police Nodal Officer to brief you on the security aspects of the polling that happened.
Our respected Director IPR, who is chairing this press briefing, respected CEO, Commissioner Nagaland, officers on the dais, election officers gathered in this room, and my dear friends from the media fraternity. As already mentioned by our CEO, the polling process today throughout the state has been peaceful. There has been no major reports of any law and order or any kind of violence that has taken place anywhere in the state, and it has been very peaceful. So I'll just give a broad overview of the total number of police personnel, security personnel who were deployed for this entire exercise. We had deployed 48 companies of CAPF. We had deployed 46 companies of our own IRB and NAP. We had deployed 600 personnel of the Home Guards. We had deployed about 5,761 personnel of the District Executive Police, which is the civil police in respective districts. And we have also utilized the services of 9,583 village guards. So the total personnel which we have mobilized for the entire election exercise for the GLS 24 was 22,954. I repeat, it was 22,954 personnel were pressed into various aspects of election security duty in the state today, including the manning of all the polling stations. The polling stations throughout the state was open right from 7 a.m. when the first mock polls were carried out, and it was open till 4 p.m. in the evening. So the entire polling exercise, polling stations were open, and there the CAPF and the state armed and NAP had given the polling station security. Over and above that, forces were also deployed as part of the striking force and the striking reserve. The entire state was divided into more than 200 sectors. So there were sector commanders and sector magistrates clubbing or clustering about 4 or 5 villages, and they were constantly on duty throughout the day and were responding to any situation that was reported, and no major incidents were actually reported throughout the day. Over and above that, we had also taken the services of the village guards. It was given to us by the state government under the Commissioner Nagaland, and a total number of 9,538 village guards also assisted in providing in the 6 eastern districts as well as in Meluri, where they were utilized for ROP, road opening parties, for striking reserve and striking force, and other election-related duties. No formal complaints were received anywhere else in the state, except in Oka, where 3 criminal cases have been taken cognizance of pertaining to impersonation, which was complaint given by the sector magistrate, based on which police have arrested 3 persons in Oka. Besides these 3 cases of impersonation, no other criminal cases were reported anywhere in the state. Now the parties are coming back, the strong rooms duty will continue, and we are very hopeful that the pre-poll violence, the pre-poll election process was peaceful, the polling has also been peaceful, and we do not anticipate any post-poll violence as of now. Thank you.
Thank you. Respected CEO Nagaland, respected State Police Nodal Officer, the officers on dais, and friends from media. Although the Model Code of Conduct was announced on 16th March, but the preparation of election started long back with the preparation of EVM, then rule revision. A lot of hard work, and then thanks to you all reaching us to the grassroots level. Nothing to add much, but as an ARO, I am assisted by 1 ARO at my commissioner office, 58 ARO that consist of all 60 assembly constituency in the ground to the field level, and then all the deputy commissioner, including the ADC Bogobatu. These were the officers who were mainly involved for every election work from my side, and the EVMs will be stored at the district level, but the postal ballot will be coming to the RO office for the counting and collection also. On 30th of March, when we finalized the list of candidates, we also transmitted service voter. That was number was 7,847. That was electronically transmitted to the people who are serving in the forces from our state. And we are in process of receiving this service voter postal ballot casted by them. Till now we have received, first I will tell the postal ballot. Postal ballot belongs to the abstentions voter, 85 plus below D, and then voters from the essential services. That numbers comes out 295. Till date we have received 295. Service voter we have received 351. Out of 7847, but the time of receiving service voter is just before starting of counting on vote on 4th June. Total we have received 646 postal ballot till now. There's one more information I have already given to all the political parties and candidates, but through you also again I want to reiterate that scrutiny of Form 17A, that is the decision, the conduct of election, the decision with the party's candidate along with the observer, and then RO will be taken tomorrow at 11 AM. It will start at 11 AM tomorrow at RO office. These are the small things which we wanted to share. If there is any question from your side,
I think the SPNO was very clear that he mentioned very clearly that there were no violent incidents reported. So absence of violence is what we were insisting on, or what we were focusing on when we said that it was a peaceful conduct of elections. And I think you would appreciate that that has been the case largely. Though again SPNO mentioned a couple of 3 cases having been registered in Oka. So that was the context from where we were speaking.
Out of the total that I have mentioned, 22,954, we have utilized, please note the numbers, 13,850. 13,850, which comes out to 14 companies of CAPF, 9 companies of IRB, 10 companies of NAP IR, 10 companies of NAP, please correct, 9 companies of IR, 10 companies of NAP, two platoons of home guards, 1,737 personnel of DF of the 6 districts, plus the 9,583 village guards. So the total was 13,850.
So we got a total number of cases across the state of 78, number of cases recorded of 78, a violation of model code. These were in relation to public property. So 78 cases related to public property, of which 8 related to defacement of public property. Cases were not lodged. In terms of private property, total of 11 cases were recorded, violations of MCC. And number of defacements of this number of defacements were 8. See, a notice was issued as was reported in the newspapers. So that particular notice is related to a different thing. I think it is there in our website, so you can have a look at the notice.
I'm Narayan Bahadur with the Press Club of India. Just now what my friend has already asked, but regarding that, the ENPO has replied today. So would that suffice, or are we initiating any further action?
The action taken has also been uploaded in our website, so you can just have a look.
If you can say it also, it will be good.
No, you can look at the website. That will be better. So before mock poll, during the process of mock poll, we had to replace 42 BUs, 58 CUs and 78 DD tags. That is during the course of the mock poll, which began at 5:30 today. So we had to replace 42 BUs, 58 CUs and 78 DD tags. Now after the poll commenced, that is after 7 AM, we had to again replace 13 BUs, 13 CUs and 33 DD tags. So there was some replacements, and these are the numbers.
These 3 arrests have been made under 39 Sanis /25 Piangsha, then 39/37 under Lakuti, and 40/46 under Koklatu.
See, right now it's 56% at the close of poll. So typically there are some people who are in the queue at the time of close of poll. So those also will be included. So we will be giving out an end of poll number tomorrow morning. So that will be the final percentage. But right now the tentative number is 56%. No, we don't have that breakup as yet. So we will be able to give, because tomorrow again the ROHS level will be compiling a polling station wise and an AC wise number. So then we will be able to get what kind of polling percentages were in which polling stations, which areas. But going by the overall percentage and Nagaland's history of having high polling percentages, I think your guess is as good as mine. Maybe not, I don't think much polling happened in Eastern India. Official complaints were not there. Some complaints were given, which were forwarded to the respective deputy commissioners. So one complaint was about Thek, couple of complaints, I think 2-3 complaints came about Kohima district I'm saying. Then a couple of complaints I think about Mukokchung. So those were forwarded to the respective deputy commissioners and the district election officers. The concerned officers then acted quickly, and the respective sector magistrates went and they have done the necessary groundwork, and they did verification and reported back. No, the complaint was verified and there was nothing found out. Yeah, this is a time to give my prepared speech. So these elections have, thanks to a large cooperative exercise, including the police, including multiple government departments, and not least the media. We've been able to just pull through these elections. As Lima mentioned correctly, we've had a very peaceful election. Now, our efforts are there for all of you to see. I would urge all of you to visit the ECI website, eci.gov.in, a lot of our pictures have been uploaded in that website. So the effort that the entire team Nagaland did for pulling us through these elections, they are documented well. And these elections would not have been possible without all of us going together. So I think that is the biggest takeaway from these elections. It could be partly because of the connectivity, but I'll look into it. But right now it is available. If you check on your phone, it will be there.
Also, the final call will be tomorrow. As I said, the scrutiny time is 11 a.m. tomorrow, where observer and me will be sitting together, and then we'll be going through all the papers, relevant papers. And after that, the final decision of the state is sent to the ECI through CO office. That will be the final. But as of now, we have not received anything which indicates the report as of now.